So we say Shabbat Shalom again and give our praises to the Most High, the God of Israel, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and to Mashiach Yahushua. The world say they call Jesus. I still think it's two different things. So, what time are you living in now, eh? What time are you living in? I know you is a old school. I know you see a lot through this generation, right? Never see this pandemic, right?
Astonishment.
Yeah, never see this. But as I was discussing with most brothers, we have to watch for the distraction. You understand me? Because the whole distraction is, yesterday the governor of New York, Andrew Cuomo, which is a sodomite anyway, he passed some bill where they said they're going to slash money from the police, and they're going they stop the police from doing illegal chokehold. That's what they said, illegal. I don't know what the hell that is. But when you examine the fact, if you're going to charge the police for chokehold, that means the mayor and the governor should be charged too, right? Because it's their laws, right? If they could have signed a bill to stop it, it should have stopped from in the 60s. But the mere fact that they don't stop it, now they wash their hand from it, the liquor man down there feeling it, right? So we're going to discuss some of that too. And but they said they put a next bill on this table that they haven't signed yet. And the bill is we're going to be illegal to video the police. So New York discussing that, man. So you're not supposed to, you own the phone, so they say you own it. But you're not going to have the right to video who you feel like video with it. So even the so-called pandemic, they're trying to take away all that we have, brothers and sisters. You understand me? So as we said, we in that time now where we just have to watch and we have to see and all the distraction that's going on. Watching the news again, they show you that Jewish school was still opening now. Jewish school never closed. They tell you, all the Jewish school them still opening. People deliver everything while everybody else shut down. So again, we have to investigate to see how much Amalek know. You understand me? And we have to give it up for Amalek too, man. They don't give a damn what the rest of white people think or do. But we the one who's scared, we the one who care. But we have to be on their level of thinking too, man. Because we're not part of the white man system. You see, just like you read the book of James, he said, you're in the world, but we should not be a part of the world. That's all we have to be. And I see, as I tell brothers, Fox News, they put it out there and say, they discuss reparation for black people. That's why I mentioned, we have to be at some of these town hall meetings. Because if you're discussing things about my slave, my ancestors, my foreparents, we have to, like, who really in Fox News was discussing how much to pay black people? You understand me? Because it's the same scenario again. You work at a job, they decide how much to give you for your raise of pay. We never have a discussion about it. But anyway, in the Fox News, they say, if you get felony, your own child support, student loan, they're going to take the money, what you're supposed to get back out of that. So some of you might get $5 and not get none. But they say 42 million black Americans. I don't know what that is. Do you know what that is? Why the other white people are American, but we black American? You have white South African come here, they don't call African American. You understand me? So I don't know what black American is neither. But they say 42 million of the children of slave eligible to get $350,765. Put that phone on vibrate.
Yes.
So my brothers know. Let's just look at it. I take the ability to Google 350,000 by 400. That's $875. So from 1619 till now, the white man decided to give us $800 a year. If we take that gracefully, we dishonor our foreparents. $800 a year, $875 a year. That's what he think we weren't. And you know Uncle Sam going to get his tax out of it. And then you worrying about why black people in the position we in. Look at it. We don't have the privilege like white America do, brothers. What did Trump say? Trump said, oh my God, I get a little loan of $1 million. My father gave me a small loan of $1 million and I use it to do this. And after 400 years, we can't even get $1 million? Even Trump said, I get a small loan of $1 million. And he turned over that $1 million that he get and build the Trump Tower and be his president through that. And for 400 years, black people don't deserve $1 million, a small loan. And then they said the money, if you pay, it going to be a one-time payment to your account. So I'm not American, so I'm not eligible. So for who will get it, they'll just put it in your account. You're going to be happy, man. You ain't going to come to the school either. I know it. You're going to go in Hampton to attempt to try to buy a house and a Benz, and then that's where the money. You understand me? So we just in a time of our life now where it's critical. I know a lot of brothers said they're not going to pay, but they're going to. They have to. Just put that phone on vibrate for me, please. Right? So yeah, so no, they're going to have to. Because if you read the scriptures, every captivity we go into, when we leave, we was they pay us. You understand me? America ain't going to be no different. Because America going to pay double, as the scripture said. All the spoils they have, we're going to take it. And the second payment is with their life. They're going to have to pay with that. Because when the Mosai went into Egypt and killed all the firstborn, that was then. But the Mosai said when he finished with America, England, and Rome, we ain't going to talk about Egypt no more. Egypt work was light. Right? So we're going to we're going to go to the book of Ezra and read the first chapter. Brother, just turn that phone off. Just turn the phone off for me, brother, please.
It's got vibrate, but I don't know why I keep doing that. Keep sending.
Thank you. Ezra 1, first chapter, verse 1. You don't have a Bible?
I have a Bible, I don't have a Apocrypha.
It's not the Apocrypha, it's the Bible.
I have Ezra was.
What type of Bible is it?
King James.
Ezra is in there, brother.
Oh, I piece of second.
Before the word Ezra.
It's in
Just give him a minute to find it. My brother, help him find that for me.
I got it.
All right, read on that.
The book of Ezra, chapter 1 and verse 1. Now in the first year of Cyrus, king of Persia, that the word of Yahweh by the mouth of Jeremiah might be fulfilled, Yahweh stirred up the spirit of Cyrus, king of Persia, that he made a proclamation throughout all his kingdom, and put it also in writing.
So you see, so a proclamation, and he put it in writing. So he never only said it, but he documented it. So that's why I said, even until this day, we still own land in Persia, man. Even when Esther was queen, remember they gave us those 120 cities, man. It's still ours. Right? But he said that the word of Jeremiah may be fulfilled. What word did Jeremiah say? Get that Jeremiah 25. Jeremiah 25 verse 12, I think.
Jeremiah chapter 25 and verse 12.
Brothers in the back, come up closer to me. Ephraim, Zachariah, come up closer, Mr.
Jeremiah 25 and verse 12.
Read on.
And it shall come to pass, when 70 years are accomplished.
So how many years did they really spend in Babylon under Nebuchadnezzar?
70.
So when it accomplished, when it finished, read?
That I will punish the king of Babylon.
So the Most High say, he's going to punish the king of Babylon. But who did the Most High use to punish Nebuchadnezzar?
Persians.
Persian, Cyrus. Right? Read on.
And that nation, saith Yahweh, for their iniquity in the land of the Chaldeans, and will make it perpetual desolation.
So that's what the Most High did when the Persian went up in there, man. You have more to it?
13.
No, go back to Ezra and read verse 1 again.
The book of Ezra, chapter 1 and verse 1. Now in the first year of Cyrus, king of Persia, that the word of Yahweh by the mouth of Jeremiah might be fulfilled.
So you see that? That was his first year, brother. When he go in there the first year, he make move for what? The children of the Heavenly Father. And keep that in mind. You understand me? But Persia today, we're talking about Iran and that region, man. So he said this Persian king went up when he get control of his land, man. What did he do? Read on.
That the word of Yahweh by the mouth of Jeremiah might be fulfilled. Yahweh stirred up the spirit of Cyrus, king of Persia, that he made a proclamation throughout all his kingdom.
All his kingdom. Read.
And put it also in writing,
So
saying,
it's in papers. So if you go to Persia today, they have it in papers. Alright? Read on.
Thus saith Cyrus, king of Persia, Yahweh, power of heaven, hath given me all the kingdoms of the earth.
So he admit who gave him the kingdom of the earth. See what he said? The Most High. He said the Most High. Now remember, when he go in there meet Daniel too, man. What king? You take over a kingdom. And you still save Daniel with you, man. Remember, when he go and take out Nebuchadnezzar and give Daniel the same position Daniel did have in Babylon, man. So he admit that the Most High was the one who gave him the entire earth to rule. But the white man admit that Satan gave him this place to rule, right? Read.
Yahweh of heaven hath given me all the kingdoms of the earth, and he hath charged me to build him an house at Jerusalem.
The Most High charged him to do what?
Build him a house at Jerusalem.
At where?
Jerusalem.
So he said Jerusalem, right? So you say Israel. But read on and see if he can be more specific.
Which is in Judah.
Which is where?
In Judah.
So this Eden know that you cannot go back to Jerusalem and just build a Most High house anywhere. Like what those white Jews do in the land today. You understand me? But what he said, read verse 2 again. Huh?
Thus saith Cyrus, king of Persia, Yahweh, power of heaven, hath given me all the kingdoms of the earth, and he hath charged me to build him an house at Jerusalem, which is in Judah.
So you see that? So no, even Cyrus know where the Most High house should be built. So why didn't Cyrus just say, Yeshaya, Israel, you're free. I'll build you a house here. You just worship God here. I'm not going to put no yoke up in your neck and just let you be. Why never said that? So if Black Lives Matter marching, and if they want to pay us reparation, the entire land of Israel have to be in that deal. Because when Cyrus freed us from Nebuchadnezzar, Cyrus said, listen man, I'm going to build back the house that Nebuchadnezzar tear them, man. So if America is anything good, what America should do is build back what their foreparents tear down, which is Rome. Build back our house. It's not like Cyrus come and say, Cyrus free us now. So Cyrus said, okay, just stay here and chill. No, it was never no chilling nowhere else. Because the Most High need his house. The Most High need his house, brothers. And that's why Cyrus said the Most High charged me, command me. What do you think the first year? What did Trump do in his first 2 years of election? Tell me. What did Obama do in his first year of election? Legalize homosexuality. And what else? But this is Cyrus. He took over the entire earth. And in his first year, he make a proclamation that, listen, the Most High house have to be built in Jerusalem. And make sure he built in the land of Judah. And so when I read the Psalms, it said in Judah is what? Yahweh known, man. Think that's what? Psalm 78? Right? Yeah, go there. Psalm 78, verse 1. Think so. Read 76:1.
76:1.
Yeah.
Psalms chapter 76 and verse 1. In Judah is Yahweh known. His name is great in Israel.
So read that again.
In Judah, Yahweh is known.
So in Judah, in the land of Judah is the Most High known, brothers. Read.
His name is great in Israel.
So where the Most High name is great?
In Judah.
You understand me? So everything go together. Right? You have more to it? Read on.
In Salem also is his tabernacle.
Where's Salem? When you see Salem in the Bible, what that's talking about? Jerusalem.
Yes.
Salem means peace, the city of peace.
Ceilings.
Read that again.
In Salem also is his tabernacle.
Is what?
Is his tabernacle.
That's the tabernacle of David. Man. Read.
And his dwelling place
His
in
what?
Zion. His dwelling place in Zion.
Brother, the Most High live in the heaven.
Dwelling place in Zion.
So he said even the Most High dwell in the land of Judah. But you have Judah and America fighting, this is my hood, brother. Judah and Chicago fighting, this is my turf. In New York, this is my hood. Because you see what happening is, you want to go far from your God, man. That's what black people want to do. We want to do everything what the nation do. Nation need a king, we need a king. The nation in the projects, you want to be in the projects. You don't want nothing more. But the Most I tell you, he dwell in Zion. Man. The same land that the black American dwell in, that's the same land the Most High dwell in. But you all don't want the privilege to be at one with the Most High. You want the privilege to be exactly how you want here. And that's why the Most High said, return to me and what? I'll return to you. Read on.
Verse 3. There break he the one.
No. Go back to Ezra. You have something?
You want me to go to 3?
Yeah, go to verse 3. Ezra.
Ezra chapter 1 and verse 3. Who is there among you of all his people? His power be with him, and let him go up to Jerusalem.
So this is what Eden king asking the question. The Eden king asking the question, who among you want to go back to Jerusalem? Just to show you the people of Babylon, man. They never want to leave the land of the Chaldeans. So now, Cyrus said, who is there among you of all his people that want to go back to Zion? Who? Guess what, brothers? It was a remnant that left, man. That's why we're reading about them now. Because most of you wanted to stay back in Babylon. Just like our Lot wife wanted to stay in Sodom, nothing changed. Some of you went back to Egypt, nothing changed. Some of us stay back into every captivity that we're going to. But read 3 from the top again, brother.
Who's there among you of all his people? His power be with him, and let him go up to Jerusalem, which is in Judah, and build the house of Yahweh, the power of Israel. He is the power, which is in Jerusalem.
So just look at that. This is what a Persian king saying, man. He have to beg us to leave Babylon to go back to build God's house, man. See that? And even he said, listen, man, the power come from Zion, man. So he know if he never did that, what would happen to him? So no, for him to do that, man, the Most High says Cyrus is my anointed, man. Why would the Most High call him anointed? Because he was a Mashiach to the nation of Israel, man. Because you have to kick you out of his country for you to just go back to build the house of God. See that? Read on.
Verse 4.
Or we can just open a Roman Catholic church, right? Jesus in there. And John 3:16. We can just do that too, right? We don't have to build no house for the Lord because the Most High,
That's the lottery ticket.
the Most High won't come in this Catholic church, and the Pope is the God-sent Father. And you can go to a Pentecostal where you just sing and dance all day to Satan. We can't do that, right? We don't have to build no house for the Most High. You all was brainwashed, brothers and sisters. That's why I said knowing your Israel now and doing what we're doing now don't profit you nothing. Because we're not making moves like what our foreparents used to do. We're not on the level of our foreparents. Never. Because y'all think this is just it. And every day you watch, martial law coming. I never see a nation of people calling for martial law and not doing nothing about it. Just waiting and sitting till the tanker start driving down Brooklyn, Fulton Street. I never see a nation of people like that. When you read about your father, man, even when there was famine in Israel, Abraham left Israel, man, go to Egypt, man. When you read the book of Josephus, he said Abraham went there and teach Egyptian mathematics and all that, man. When it was famine in the land of Israel, what did Jacob did with his son? You hear that grains was in Egypt, man. But look at us now. There's no grains over here, right? Show me one fruit tree in America, as far as I can go. I see them show you the whole Grand Canyon, the Yellowstone and all that. I'm looking for an apple tree, a mango tree, some banana tree. I'm looking for some sugar cane. I ain't seen none yet. So you find out here in our barren land now, there's nothing growing here, no wheat. What about Zion? What about your land? Most I say what? It's plenteous there for you, man. But as I said, brothers and sisters, we have to think positive. That's why scripture says you have to renew your mind. We have to get this what America have to offer us out of our mind. The Most I say all this is vanity, brothers. Because the Most I have a plan for us. He tells us that. The Most I say I have a plan for you which is good and not evil. Right? Read on, my brother.
Verse 4. And whosoever remaineth in any place where he sojourneth, let the men of his place help him with silver, and with gold, and with goods.
So you see that? So the king was telling a proclamation now. He said, when these people going up, man, the neighbors, give them what they want to go up, man. He never tell us $350,000. You understand? Yeah, listen, man, you know what we need to do? Tell that white man to go shove that $350,000. You understand? Because if you want to only pay us $800 a year for each year we over here, that's a blasphemous thing to our entire nation, man. And that means we don't work nothing. And majority of us going to take it, right? We're going to take it. So the same thing that his constitution said, a horse can think better than us. He proved us. Because if you bring the horse to the water and the horse decide not to drink, will the horse drink? No matter what you do, he's not drinking. That's why they said a horse can think better than us. Right? Read on.
Let the men of his place help him with silver, and with gold, and with goods, and with beasts, besides the freewill offering for the house of Yahweh that is in Jerusalem.
So you see that? So when we going up to Jerusalem, we was going with gold, silver, goods, cattle, and the king said, listen, man, gave them some free will offering too, man. This king pay us well. This reparation was well, it was good. Where the hell in the earth you can go with American money, man? Where all the gold that they robbed? Gave us some of that. Right? Read on.
Verse 5. Then rose up the chief of the fathers of Judah and Benjamin, and the priests.
So you see this. So this was like brothers and sisters will come to me and say, but mathathawa, the Native Americans, they get repatriation and the blacks ain't get none. So look at this now. They're not Israel. But who get reparation from out of Babylon?
Then rose up the chief of the fathers of Judah
Real?
and Benjamin.
And who?
And Benjamin.
Real?
And the priests.
Real?
And the Levites.
Real?
With all them whose spirit
With
Yahweh
who?
had, with all them
Real?
whose spirit Yahweh had raised to go up to build the house of Yahweh which
So
is
on to
in,
the 10 tribes. Why they never get reparation? Why is only Judah, Benjamin, and Levi get it here? Because remember, the 10 tribe was in where? The Assyrian kingdom in Iraq. They left before we go there. So how you going to use this to judge that they're not Israel, man? Reparation pay in different way. Who the most I feel to give it to, brother? 80 is free over 200 years, man. Why the most I free 80 so long before the rest of the tribe? So that means 80 is not Israelite enough. Because what? Judah is still in America under the white man hand. Jamaica is free. Everywhere in the Caribbean is free. But Judah ain't free. You understand me? The most I do things how you want it now. Because Judah did have a price to pay, brother. The most I give you something to command. But you think Yahushua give you parables? And Yahushua said, the good man of the house, come and give you 10 talents. You double on your 10 talents. The most I said, the good man of the house, come and give you 5 talents. You double on the 5 talents. The good man of the house come and give you 1 talent. What did you do with that talent?
Buried.
He did what?
He hid it.
He hid it, man. He buried it. What did Yahushua say to him when he come back?
A wicked servant.
He was a what?
Wicked servant.
So everybody have their own demons to face in this thing, bro. And the priest and the king have it to do. Because you ain't see Yahushua deal with them yet. Trust me, I'm telling you that. So everything is different level and different stages. Because the most I give Judah is talent, man. What did Judah do with that talent? Oh, you lose a whole kingdom and your land and a nation. How did you do that? So that's why when I read Psalms 4 and Genesis 49, it said, unto what? Judah shall the gathering of the people be. It's your duty to go back out there and gather them. Right? Go back to read on, Isha.
With all them whose spirit Yahweh had raised.
So you see that? So the Most High raised up certain men's spirit. So everybody not going to see the same thing. The Most High know who he want back in his land. Read that from the top again.
Verse 5. Then rose up the chief of the fathers of Judah and Benjamin, and the priests, and the Levites, with all them whose spirit Yahweh had raised, to go up to build the house of Yahweh, which is in Jerusalem.
So he said the Most High put the spirit in certain men to go back up to Jerusalem to build the house of the Most High. Not everybody. Not everybody going to get this calling. And even until this day, it's a selective few the Most High going to use to do whatever he wants. We don't have to do nothing. But when the Most High put the spirit on the individual to do what he wants, then they will get the job done. Because the Most High don't want no slothful man to do nothing for him. The Most High says, stay home, man. Right? All what you have, get Psalm 24. Yeah, Psalms 24, verse 1.
Psalms chapter 24 and verse 1.
Read.
The earth is Yahweh's, and the fullness thereof, the world and they that dwell therein.
Read.
For he hath founded it upon the seas, and established it upon the floods. Who shall ascend into the hill of Yahweh?
So listen this. He said, who shall ascend into the hills of the Most High? Can everybody go into the hills of the Most High? Read.
Or who shall stand in his holy place?
So who can go and stand in the holiest of the holiest? Can everybody do that? Read.
He that hath clean hands.
He that have what?
Clean hands.
Read.
And a pure heart.
And a what?
And a pure heart.
So you see who the Most High said can stand in his presence? Clean hand, pure heart. Read.
Who have not lifted up his soul unto vanity.
Because the Most High know 90% of Israel is what? Vanity. So the one whose soul and mind about vanity, you can't go to, that's why the Most High said, I reveal my secret to my servants, man. The Most High not going to reveal, even the Most High when he gave Esdras the writings, he said, give them some, man. burn the rest. Don't even tell her. Read.
Nor sworn deceitfully. He shall receive the blessing from Yahweh and the righteousness of the power of his salvation.
Read on.
This is the generation of them that seek him.
So stop. So most I tell you, a generation gonna come that do what?
That seek him.
So remember, our father never did that. Our grandfather never did that. Our great-grandfather never did that. So the Most High said, no, a generation, they're gonna come and they're gonna do what? Seek him. Seek something, we have to look for it, right? Read on.
That seek thy face, O Jacob, Selah. Lift up your heads, O ye gates, and be ye lift up, ye everlasting doors.
Read.
And the King of glory shall come in.
So you see that? So when the servants do what they're supposed to do, he said, no, look up. Because the King of glory gonna come in. Who is that King of glory? Read on.
Verse 8. Who is this King of glory?
Read.
Yahweh strong and mighty.
Read.
Yahweh mighty in battle.
Read.
Lift up your heads, O ye gates, even lift them up, ye everlasting doors, and the King of glory shall come in.
Read.
Who is this King of glory?
Read on.
Yahweh of hosts, he is the King of glory. Selah.
Hallelujah. So you see that? So the Most High don't need all Israel. That's why I say why kill 2/3 of you, man. You can't come near it. So just like what they said in Babylon here, go back and read verse 6. Ezra 1 verse 6.
Ezra chapter 1 and verse 6. And all they that were about them strengthened their hands with the vessels of silver,
Read.
with gold, with goods, and with beasts, and with precious things. Besides all that was willingly offered.
So you see that? So people was offering stuff willingly for the temple's sake. Man. Right? Read.
Also, Cyrus the king brought forth the vessels of the house of Yahweh, which Nebuchadnezzar had brought forth out of Jerusalem, and had put them in the house of his gods.
So Nebuchadnezzar take out our treasures, put in their churches. So now Cyrus free us, he gave it back to us. That's why you see, but that's why when you read Psalms 83 and they tell you about enemy of the Most High, Elam is not there. You have to know where that come from. Because Cyrus was an Elamite. So you have to know to pick your enemy. If you're building alliance, you have to know to build that alliance with. Do you think today Iran said anybody fighting against the Jewish state, I'll support you? But why most of us don't go to Iran? Because the white man tell us Iran is a bad place. But if Iran is a bad place, why are you over there? I remember my first trip to Israel, people was amazed. You go to Israel. Israel is a scary place. It's a war place. I'm more safer in Israel than in America. You understand me? So the white man tell you that Persia is bad. You know they still keep memorial for Esther until this day over there? Do you know they never bury Esther? They have her in like a monument. They bomb her, have her in a monument. You can go over there and see the coffin, everything. You would know because you don't want to know your history. Your history is about America and Rome. You don't stretch beyond that. They still have Queen Esther over there in a monument, taking care of her body, showing her is a tourist attraction. So why you think the white man cut us off from there? Just like Jerusalem, Abraham's grave is still over there. Who you think guarding Abraham's grave? If you go there and spit them, I chop your damn head off. Ishmael. That's his father, right? Was the Esau at Isaac funeral? Mourning, crying?
Come on.
Things what we're not doing, the most of people do it. Because Esther was a martyr. Esther saved the entire nation. You don't care about her. You don't even care where she buried or where she rests. So you think the Most High going to use to it? Our father Abraham is the same thing. Abraham's temple is still up there in Hebron, where Esau have no control over. Hebron have the mark. If you enter your own free will, man. Because the Most High prevent Abraham's grave. Although Abraham is risen, it's still a holy site. So the Most High used Ishmael to guard it. Watch over it. You will know that. Because guess what? You're waiting for the white man to come to America and tell her everything. He say find Noah Ark. What proof you have? Have you ever been there? They can get a ticket to go to Turkey for $600. Have you ever go there to see Noah Ark? No. Because you just watch TV and expect the liar go and tell you everything. And this is it. We Israelites, Shalom, brother. Read on.
Verse 8. Even those did Cyrus, king of Persia, bring forth by the hand of Mithridath, the treasurer, and numbered them unto Sheshbazzar, the prince of Judah.
Read.
And this is the number of them: 30 charges of gold, 1,000 charges of silver, 9 and 29s, 30 basins of gold, silver basins of a second sort, 410, and other vessels 1,000. All the vessels of gold and of silver were 5,400. All these did Sheshbazzar bring up with them of the captivity, that were brought up from Babylon unto Jerusalem.
So you see, when they go back to Jerusalem, how wealthy there was? You see that? This is what the king did for who want to go back. Not everybody wanted to go back. Read verse 2, chapter 2.
Chapter 2 and verse 1. Now these are the children of the province that went up out of the captivity, of those which had been carried away, in whom Nebuchadnezzar the king of Babylon had carried away unto Babylon, and came again unto Jerusalem and Judah, every one unto his city, which came with Zerubbabel, Jeshua, Nehemiah, Sariah, Reliah, Mordecai.
So you see Mordecai right here too, right? Esther uncle, right?
Yeah.
Read.
Bilshan, Mispar, Bigvai, Rehum, Banah, the number of the men of the people of Israel, the children of Parosh, 2,172.
So you see, it's listing about the people that went back. So even until this present days, brothers that going back, somebody taking records. So when I read the whole chapter 2, we're listing about the people that went back. Why you never just said everybody go back? Because no, some of you want to stay there. You want to, we have a 9 to 5. Brother, I have a good job, brother. That car is a good car. I have a Cadillac. I have a house in Hampton. I'm the white man favorite nigga up there, brother. They bake cake, they come over. We go for coffee break. And guess what? I go fishing with the white man. See that? He give you a list who went back. 1 page. Why you never said the entire nation went back? So even until this present time, there's only certain people who are eligible for certain jobs. Right? Jump to verse 68, Yeshua.
Verse 68. And some of the chiefs of the fathers, when they came to the house of Yahweh, which is at Jerusalem, offered freely for the house of Yahweh to set it up in its place.
So when they came there and they see the house, man, what Nebuchadnezzar teared down and left, he said they offered freely, man. Right? Read?
They gave after their ability unto treasure of the work of 60 and 1,000 drams of gold, and 5,000 pounds of silver, and 100 priests' garments.
So when they go there, what they do, the money and the gold what they have, they dedicate it back to what? The temple of the Most High. Because some of you think your wealth is for you. Nothing for us. Because our entire life is what? To praise the Most High. So when they went back up there, man, they say, okay, who is the architect? Who going to do the temple? And they gave majority of their stuff, man. They take the gold and they say, here, do the work of the Most High, man. Right? Read on.
So the priests and the Levites and some of the people and the singers and the porters and the Nethinims dwelt in their cities, and all Israel in their cities.
Read.
And when the 7th month was come, and the children of Israel were in the cities, the people gathered themselves together as one man to Jerusalem.
So you see that? So when they went, whatever city they were in the 7th month, what feast they come in the 7th month?
Tabernacles.
Tabernacle. So he said, but they all in the city, everybody come to one. And head where?
Jerusalem.
So why we stop do that? Not we, you. Why you stop do that? Show me one precept in the Bible where he said, we must not do this. Because there was no temple yet. I dare one of you, show me one precept that it said we mustn't do this. Read verse 1 again.
Verse 1. And when the 7th month was come, and the children of Israel were in the cities, the people gathered themselves together as one man.
As what?
As one man.
So all different cities come and gather as one to do what?
To Jerusalem.
To what?
To Jerusalem.
Because that's where the feast must get. But convenient, we can even get some of you at your house for tabernacle. Just look at that. Why do you think most people don't read this book in the Bible? They will take you right to John 3:16.
You don't believe it.
Right? Read on.
Then stood up Jeshua, son of Jozadak, and his brethren the priests, and Zerubbabel, and the son of Zerubbabel, Shealtiel, and the brethren, and builded an altar of Yahweh of Israel, to offer burnt offerings thereon, as it is written in the law of Moses, the man of Yahweh.
So they see that. So when they go up there this 7th month, they say, listen, man, to do sacrifice, man, we have to build a altar for the Most High, man. But you see, important thing what it do? It give you names who do it. Read that again, Ishaya.
Verse 2. Then stood up Jeshua, son of Jozadak, and his brethren the priests, which is Zerubbabel, and Shealtiel, and his brethren, and builded the altar of Yahweh of Israel, to offer burnt offerings thereon, as it is written in the law of Moses.
So you see that? It tell you who do work. So that's why no work that we do, brother, going to be in vain. Just imagine, back in the kingdom we go through, you see your name there. You're going to put your shoulder up a letter, right, and say, yeah, that was me. But you all build America, though. You all laughing. We build America, right? Every country we go, we build. Have you ever been recognized? But they tell you who built back the first altar for the Most High, man. In the 7th month, man. In tabernacle. Right? Read on.
And they set up the altar upon his bases, for fear was upon them because of the people of those countries.
So they were feared, because the people that was in the land coming around looking at them, man. But did it stop? Read on.
And they offered burnt offerings thereon unto Yahweh, even burnt offerings morning and evening.
So they offer twice a day, man. What if we did still have to be offering burnt offerings? How would you manage? Because you know you have to buy a lamb, right? We tell you, pay this amount for the Passover. Some of you struggle to pay it. But what if you have to buy your own lamb to sacrifice for yourself? And I'll tell you too, the only sacrificial law that's hanged is for sin. Because when you read in the book of Acts, Paul was still offering up offerings. Man. They can't offer up a peace offering. 2 pigeons. Those things never stop, brother. We stop it. So that's why I'm telling you, if you're thinking about what our foreparents do, we have a far way. It's not even far. But as we said, the Most High going to select men and people who is ready to do this. Because we're going to offer up offerings before Yahweh shall come back. Because when you read it, it said the Antichrist going to stop what? What did it say the Antichrist going to stop? He's going to stop the burnt offerings. He said the Antichrist is going to stop the daily sacrifice. So we're going to do this again. And then they're going to come and say, no, it's too much. These niggas talking to God again. We have it in the Constitution that they nobody. We have it in the Constitution that the hearts can think better than them. But now they're sacrificing to the Most High again. The Most High going to answer them. So the Antichrist is going to come and stop it again. Nothing changed. We change it. But not because we change it, that don't mean the Most High not going to implicate it back when he wanted. Read on, my brother.
Verse 4. They kept also the Feast of Tabernacles, as it is written, and offered the daily burnt offerings by number, according to the custom, as the duty of every day required.
So they offer a lamb 7 days. To the custom. And to go back to Zion, we're going to have to do this again. Because if Yahweh shall tell you, if Egypt don't come up for what feast? What feast? What feast? Feast of Tabernacle. He said if Egypt don't come up for it, what will happen to Egypt?
No rain.
No blessing for them. So we're going to do Tabernacle when Yahweh shall come back too. When now we do it in the land, the nations have to do it too. They have to send their delegates up to Zion to do it, and then their people in the land have to do it. But the Most High said the Egyptians going to be some proud African. They might say, we ain't going up to do Jerusalem. The Most High said, no blessing for you, man. You go and call 2 men and say, just go to Egypt, kill at least 20,000 and come back. Kill women and children. The man will cry more when they see their wife and children die. Because the scripture says, Yahweh shall go and rule this world with what? A rod of iron. When a nation don't do what Yahweh wants him to do, brother, Yahweh shall ain't playing no games. So you see, where's the lamb for your tabernacle? Where is it? How much are you ever dwell in tent for 7 days for tabernacle? How long we the truth? And it's not even 7 days you must dwell in tent, it's 8 days. Okay, he said that the 8 days must bring up half a shekel and a bottle of wine. So we cannot just do what we feel to do. As a nation of people, remember, they just go in the land, brothers. They ain't start doing nothing in the land yet. But they go back in the land and they said, we read the book of Moses and we do what Moses wants us to do, man. We're not Christians. We're Israelites. If we think about our foreparents, we must go back in their footsteps. Because the Most High dealt with them. He mentioned about Nehemiah, right? Everybody should know the history with Zerubbabel. He was a police in Persia, officer. And he was one of them who said, listen, man, we have to go back and build God's house, man, build up our own land, man. And they do it. That's why those brothers in Demona, I commend them. They went there from the 60s. They go through hell. They were being deported. And the Most High being with them without we believe what they believe in. To be in that land for 53 years and establish the Most High Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahweh Shai was with them. They don't have to believe it. I don't care. But the Most High is saying, guide us like that, right? Read on.
Verse 5. And afterward offered the continual burnt offerings, both of the new moons and of all the set feasts of Yahweh that were consecrated, and of every one that willingly offered a free will offering unto Yahweh.
So you see that? A free will offering to the Most High is just like an offering you give to the Most High and say, Most High, I know I messed up. Here's 2 pigeons, here's 2 turtle doves. But they do it on the new moon and all that. They're just establishing, man. Think when we go in the land, we're going to break the laws, man? That's why the Most High said, man, he'll put it in people's heart, man. Because those one in Babylon, you think they were doing this? No! They're in their bed. They're living it up in Babylon, man. And I thank the Most High. I did the tabernacle. 7 nights in 10. Twice. Most High will this year, I'll be doing it again. In the land of Judah. Where God said we must do it. Read on.
Verse 6. From the first day of the 7th month began they to offer burnt offerings unto Yahweh. But the foundation of the temple of Yahweh was not yet laid.
So you see that? There was dirt there. Just like our brother said, oh, Israel is desolate. I ain't going there. When they go, that's what it was. It was desolate. But they were offering sacrifice. Offerings, not sacrifice. Offerings. An offering is just a goodwill offering, free will they give to the Most High. They were offering, but there was no foundation for the temple. But read on.
Verse 7. They gave money also unto the masons and the carpenters, and meat and drink and oil unto them of Zidon, and to them of Tyre, and to bring cedar trees from Lebanon, of the Sea of Joppa, according to the grant that they had of Cyrus, king of Persia.
So you see what they do? They went to the Ishmaelites that was around them, and they said, listen, we know Lebanon have cedars tree. So they buy the trees. And they told you where they come through the tree. Joppa is Tel Aviv. So they make all, so you see, if Joppa is Tel Aviv, how could the temple be in Jerusalem? You understand me? When you're leaving Lebanon with trees. So now they come back and they bring all those things to Zion. They spend their money. How much I ever contribute about brothers who are going back to Zion? How much brothers or sisters contribute to the work of the Most High? Because most of you only see the real Zion because we start go there. And I'm talking here, I'm talking on YouTube, wherever they are. And I know when we go there, what you see, you know it's the truth. We don't edit nothing, we're not sugarcoating nothing. But now they contribute. Everybody gave up out their pocket, man. Right? Read on.
Verse 8. Now in the second year of their coming unto the house of Yahweh at Jerusalem, in the second month, began Zerubbabel, the son of Shealtiel, and Jeshua, son of Jozadak, and the remnant of their brethren, the priests and Levites, and all they that were come out of the captivity unto Jerusalem, and appointed the Levites from 20 years old and upward to set forward the work of the house of Yahweh.
So this is year 2 now. 2 years and they're still in the land barren, desolate, but they was doing the feast days, sacrifice, offerings. So after 2 years now, he said, what happened after 2 years? They select men and they say 20 and up start to work. It's not like you see 20-year-old now in America wearing their pants under their butt and all that, don't have nothing to do. Because that's what's wrong with young people in America. They have nothing to do. So we should have our own community where we deliver work for them to do. So now 20 and up, we have work to do, man. You understand? We have work to do. Even our community in America. It shouldn't be filthy or filthy. Give the young man work to do, but that starts from the household. They don't do nothing in their house. You think I grew up with my father and my grandparents. You think I could leave the house and my bed ain't spread? My bed have to spread every day, man. I'm sweep, washing dishes. Brother, we never have the ability to have dishes in the sink overnight. Because growing up in Jamaica in the house, we never have mice or rat or nothing like that in the house. You understand? Because we have cat in the yard too, so all those things would go away. You understand me? But nobody could go to sleep in my grandparents' house and dirty things is there after dinner. Because nobody is sleeping. And when my grandmother wake up in the morning, guess what? Everybody wake up. When my father and grandparents wake up in the morning, you couldn't still be in bed sleeping, man. Because back then we never have like door, you can't go in and lock your own door. We might have a doorway and a curtain is there. You understand me? So from the sunrise, they pull the curtain and say, big man, time to get up. You know what time it is. You think my grandfather going to be going to bush with the goats and I'm in bed sleeping? No. I'm going to be there. We going to bush together. Because that's what we call it when we bring the goats out to eat grass. We call it bush. You understand me? My sister, they get up, they sweep the yard, they shine the floor. I remember they used to put polish on the floor and go there and shine it. That was woman's job. The bathroom need cleaning. That woman's job. You understand me? The yard need to rake. They take care of the animals. That was men's job. You understand me? So the privilege that we have now, it was something totally different, man. Right? Read on.
9. Then stood Jeshua with his sons and his brethren, Kadmiel and his sons, the sons of Judah, together to set forward the workmen in the house of Yahweh, the sons of Henadad, with their sons and their brethren the Levites. And when the builders laid the foundation of the temple of Yahweh, they set the priests in their apparel with trumpets, and the Levites, the sons of Asaph, with cymbals, to praise Yahweh, after the ordinance of David, king of Israel.
So they do, you see that? So it's all about Judah and Levi. But they go back to the ordinance. Just like we today, we going back to what? The ordinance. We cannot create nothing new. Because everything that David did, the Most High blessed him, it worked for him. What Moses did, the Most High blessed him, it worked for him. So why we don't go back in that same path?
Con.
Read on.
11. And they sang together by course in praising and giving thanks unto Yahweh, because he is good, for his mercy endureth forever toward Israel. And all the people shouted with a great shout when they praised Yahweh, because the foundation of the house of Yahweh was laid.
So they were rejoicing only to see the foundation. And all this time the Most High just watching them, seeing what they're doing. See who was persistent. But remember, as I said earlier, all this happened through who? Cyrus. A Persian king. Most High say he's anointed. He was a Mashiach. Not the Mashiach, but he was a savior for Israel. Because what he do here, that might be the reason they hate Persia until this day. Because when you read on, you'll see where when he died, the other king came in and the people then take report and go to that king man and say, listen, if you allow them to finish this temple, man, we all going to be in captivity, man. Because they ain't going to praise nobody more than that one God. That's why you tell people, listen, we have one God. One God. There's a God there for the sun, a God here for the moon, a God for the shoes. So when we was building up the temple, man, they came to us, man, and they came and they tried to stop the progress, man. Because they tell the king, I think it was Xerxes. They tell Xerxes, they say, Xerxes, if these people finish that temple, they ain't going to praise you, they ain't going to have eyes to see you. They're going to be up there in that one temple praising that one God, man. And the work did stop a little. Then Xerxes go, Cyrus too come in, we finish the temple, man. Right? Read on.
12. But many of the priests and Levites and chiefs of the fathers, who were ancient men that had seen the first house, when the foundation of this house was laid before their eyes.
So you see where the elders came in. Because the elders see the first house. Because remember, we spent 70 years in Babylon. So now, the elders can tell them where stuff was there. They were children then. But they have understanding. So in everything you need what? Elders. So now the elders can tell them, listen, it wasn't like that, brother. The foundation was like this. Because we go there and we see what? The same foundation.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing changed. We see the shoe bread, everything is still there. That they built here. And remember, what we see was the tabernacle. The temple was what Yahushua said was going to be totally destroyed, which the temple was on Mount Moriah. That destroyed. But when we go there, we see the tabernacle still in the city of David. With everything all outlaid already. So now it said the Antichrist is going to come and destroy that again. So you go there now, you have what? An idea how it was. See how simple that is? So that's what was going on here. Right? Read on.
When the foundation of this house was laid before their eyes, wept with a loud voice, and many shouted aloud for joy.
So when they see, they were rejoicing, man. Read.
So that the people could not discern the noise of the shout of joy from the noise of the weeping of the people. For the people shouted with a loud shout, and the noise was heard afar off.
So the people, they don't know if it was mourning or it was happy, man. But it's just to see the foundation alone. That's what the temple means to us. Because you have to understand what the temple is, you know, brothers and sisters. Remember, in the holiest of holies, there's a summit there where they said that was the Most High, man. So the Most High was always among us. That's why you read that scripture in Psalm 76. Go back there. You understand me? Because when we have the temple, the Most High in that temple, that's his house. So there was a smoke. Just like now they say when the Pope died, they push up black smoke. When the Pope alive, it's white smoke. So our temple in Israel, man, when we have the temple, man, the smoke go up, the fire burning continually, man, because the Most High is with us, man. That's why scripture says when Yahushua died, it was a what? Earthquake, man. When we murdered Yahushua, everything go through the window, man. So the Romans have all right to tear it up. They could tear it down now. Now remember, when Yahushua died, what happened in Jerusalem, even most of the Romans them say, yo, this was the Son of Man. Because that smoke disappeared, go back, man, when Yahushua died, man. Because that means the Most High, what do you think Yahushua said? Father, forgive them. They know not what they have done. We think it was like some pity, have mercy. No. It was when our children was over here being fed to alligators, man. So when Yahushua died, all that smoke and everything left. So now the Romans could come in and destroy. But as long as that smoke was going up, the Romans couldn't go in that temple, bro. Right? Read Psalm 76:1 again.
Psalms chapter 76 and verse 1. In Judah, Yahweh is known.
So that's why you see the black man in America, the white man can't have his foot on your neck. Because you have something that he don't have. Understand this murder. It's not killing. White people ain't killing nobody in America. White people been murdering black people in America, man. Because, read that from the top again.
In Judah is Yahweh known.
So that's why I hate you, man. Because Judah took something that was supposed to be his. In Basra is Satan known. That's here the script. And he's stuck in Basra looking like, you understand me? So just imagine they up there in Basra hearing we shouting. And they were like, those damn Negroes built the temple again. That's what they were up there saying. So now he come, he putting his foot on your neck, man. They know, brothers. Guess what? You the only one don't know. Or if you know, you might don't care. Because your mind is so much in the world. So that's why scripture say you have to do what? Renew your mind. You have to be a new creature. You have to born again. Read on, Ishaya.
In Judah, Yahweh is known. His name is great in Israel.
The Most High name is great in Israel. You have Israel, big land. But the Most High said, Judah is the land that matters. That's the land that matters to me. That's the land that I care for. But just imagine Judah too. He kind of deserved the white man foot on his neck. Because the Most High gave you his treasure city. Right? And what did you do with the Most High treasured city? Read on.
In Salem also is his tabernacle.
Jerusalem, read.
And his dwelling place in Zion.
The Most High dwelling place is where?
In Zion.
Where's the Most High dwelling place?
In Zion.
Get Psalms 87 verse 1.
Psalm chapter 87 and verse 1. His foundation is in the holy mountain.
So he said the Most High foundation, meaning it's big in it. Is where?
In the holy mountain.
Read on.
Yahweh loveth the gates of Zion.
What the Most High love?
He loveth the gates of Zion.
Which is the land of Judah. Read.
More than all the dwellings of Jacob.
So you see that? It's 12 sons, but the Most High say, I love this one gate. Too bad. What you think or what you feel. Right? Read on.
Glorious things are spoken of thee, O city of Yahweh.
So you see that? Glorious things spoken about that city, man. What was the glorious things? You remember when Queen of Sheba rolled up into Solomon temple, man? He said the breath of her body, man, how black people was living in. So they used to go and they used, why you think the scripture tell in Psalms 137, man, they say raise it, meaning destroy it, destroy it. Because they said that city was the limelight of the planet Earth, man. People want to come to America now to see the Statue of Liberty. Back then, everybody want to enter the city of David, man. And guess what? They could not enter it. Because you will see the temple afar off. They're not going in there, man. Because you're going there, the Most High catch a fire immediately, man. So they were jealous, they were envious of every time they get us to take our kingdom out. They do it, man. Because remember, the nation could not go in the temple of God. So they only hear us up there, but they don't know what's going on there. You get me? So it was glorious things, man. Read it from the top again, huh?
Glorious things are spoken of thee, O city of Yahweh.
Read?
Selah. Continue on.
Yeah, read on.
I will make mention of Rahab and Babylon to them that know me. Behold, Philistia and Tyre with Ethiopia. This man was born there.
So you see that they may compare now with other city that was around us, man. You understand me? They say Ethiopia, because remember, Ethiopia was Babylon too. They have good city. But there was none like Zion. He said this man was born there, meaning what? Leaders was born there. Right? Other leaders. Right? Read on.
And of Zion it shall be said,
Read.
this and that man was born
So you
in
see
her.
that? These cities where it said this man. Name an Ethiopian for me.
Selassie.
Name a next one. Name a Philistine. Come on, you know a Philistine. Name one.
Goliath.
Name a next one. Name somebody from Tyre. I ain't know nobody from Tyre neither. So you see? Because you all read the Psalms and you look over it, right? When you read it, you look over it. The most I say, all these cities, it when I said this man, singular, was born there. But read verse 4, verse 5.
And of Zion it shall be said, this and that man was born in her.
So you see that? From Zion, it going to be pure lies. You have all these great men. Name some man that was born in Zion.
David. No. Solomon.
All our people born there, man. You can go as far as back to Abraham. Not Abraham, Isaac. Isaac born in Zion, man. Where do you think Jacob born? You understand me? And we can come down the line. Where do you think King David born? Solomon. All the great kings of Israel. Where do you think Mashiach born? So you see what David said? Of these others great city, you're going to say this man was born there. Name 2 Ethiopian men. I know El Selassie. You know any Labran?
Melanie.
I said man.
Melanie.
Melanie. Name the next one. Was Melanie great? Melody. Was he a great king? That's the difference. Because we can say in Philistine, you know, one person there, Goliath, but David killed him. So great could you be when a 15-year-old take you out? You understand me? So I know it was like about 4 Melodecks, but were they great? You understand me? And I won't even say Selassie great neither. Because when he heard the British was coming, when he heard Mussolini was coming, he took off. You understand me? So I don't know how great that was. But it said all these great people, all these countries have one great man. Who America have? Trump. Trump has to be the greatest American of all time.
Khan.
We need to put Captain America and Trump. When we classify America, we must always big up Trump, man. You understand me? But is he great?
No.
He tried to make America great. America in recession now. You understand me? Right? Read verse 5 again, Ishaya.
And of Zion it shall be said, this and that man was born in her.
Read.
And the highest himself shall establish her.
Read.
Yahweh shall count when he write up the people that this man was born there. Selah.
That's Yahweh Shai. Read on.
As well the singers, as the players on instruments shall be there. All my springs are in thee.
So you see that? That's why scripture said we're the salt of the earth, man. You understand me? This brother who died a couple weeks ago, what's his name? No, the entertainer who died.
Little Richard.
My name?
Little Richard.
Yeah, Little Richard. And I never know nothing about him, to be honest. And I not even know somebody named Little Richard. But I see they have this thing on 60 Minutes with him, where they were showing you how racial they destroy, man. And I went on YouTube and started look up certain things with him. And he said wear the makeup because he wear that because that's what they accepted. And he said he is the king of rock and roll. But he said they're trying to make Elvis Presley be the king of rock and roll so much. That was him, was the king of rock and roll. And listen, man, America have it to do, brothers. If you think what happened in Saddam was bad, just wait till God finish with America, man. So he said when they want him to sing song, So he couldn't go out there and sing song to white children in Afro. You understand me? So you see, just like how the white man tell her to change your name and tell her what to do, so they change his whole lifestyle. But the only bad thing about it is he fall for the trap. You understand me? But how you going to condemn somebody like that when I wasn't around in the 60s to know what he was going through in Atlanta? I wasn't around in the 70s to see the racial tension in America. I read the biography of Benjamin, and Benjamin said when he said Malcolm X and Luther King died, he said, listen man, if we don't leave, they're going to kill us too. I don't know the tension that was in Chicago in the 60s. So I'm going to condemn anybody who go through what they go through in their dispensation. You understand me? Because whenever you see certain black people do certain things, brothers, there's always a reaction. Man. See R. Kelly, he's still in prison, man. We don't even have fear trial.
Con.
You understand me? While the police who killed George, he's on bail.
I heard three of them is out already.
3 of them is out.
Yeah, it's 4 got arrested, 3 out already.
And even not the next thing, we never see nobody get arrested.
Yeah, true.
You never see nobody walk in the police station with handcuffs, nothing. So don't say they get arrested. You never see. You understand me? But that's how we going through in America, man. That's why it's a righteous thing to hate the white man. I know people will say hate is a strong word, but righteous is a more stronger. Put righteous with hate, man. For what this man be doing to us for the generation. You understand me? He destroy our food. He destroy families. He destroy everything we have, brothers.
Whole earth.
You understand me? Last scripture, Yeshaya. Revelation 11:17. Please.
Revelation chapter 11 and verse 17, saying, we give thee thanks, O Yahweh, Almighty, which art, and was, and art to come, because thou hast taken to thee thy great power, and hast reigned. And the nations were angry.
The nations were what?
Were angry.
So now the world mad. Why the world mad? Ice Cube come out and talk about the fake news and it's anti-Semitic. Listen, there's no word named anti-Semitic neither.
Shemitic.
Because we Shemitic or we Semitic, whatever they call it. Yeah? When the white people say they're Jews, that's anti-Shemitic. Who was the first son of Shem? What was Shem's first son? Elam. And they accuse Iran of being what? And Iran is Shem's first what? So you see, we don't get Iran point of view to when Iran correcting them because they're not going to let us hear it. But Iran looking on white people like they're fools, man. And then they look at us under this white man and like we fooler than the white man. Because all you're accusing Shem first son of anti-Semitic. you try to, so if Iran is anti-Semitic, who are the Iranians? Because the entire world know when Persia changed to Iran. You understand me? But as I said, brother, this white man gonna feel it. And God said, give him double, full that cup. They have not started to hold that cup up, full it. Right? Read from the top again, Shai. 17 you start from.
Revelation 11 and 17, saying, we give thee thanks, O Yahweh Almighty, which art, and was, and art to come, because thou hast taken to thee thy great power, and hast reigned. And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead, that they should be judged. And thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants, the prophets.
So you see that? So you say when Yahushua come back, he going to give reward to his servants, the prophet. You know what a prophet do. Prophet prophesy. Prophet tell you the glory of the Most High. The prophet tell you the destruction of these nations. So the says the Most High coming back to give reward to those men. So when you put a garment on and go on the street and teach out there, man, we cannot pay you for it. We'll never pay you for it. And you don't might get a spot on your shoulder every time to do what you're supposed to do. You might not get a high five to do what you're supposed to do. Your job, it's a duty. So we ain't gonna give no trophy or his employee of the year or no certificate for what you're supposed to do. That's your duty. So I know some of you want the same church mentality. Because T.D. Jakes, we have Tyler Perry come at the church and they'll... No! So some of you expect high five for what you're supposed to do. Throughout the steward class, you might get rough up. Take it cheerfully. And when you finish, you go out there and you teach on the road. If a person wants you to read 4 hours, read 4 hours. Teach 4 hours, teach. Then we ain't going to come and shake you and give you a high five for something that you're supposed to do. Something for what you're created to do. How much hours you work for the white man? How much?
40.
You give a man 40 hours at the best time of the day. Brother, after you finish work 5 o'clock, it works in November. As soon as you finish work, night come now. What time you have for yourself?
None.
You go to your bed, you're hurrying to sleep to wake up to give him more time. You understand me? But he gave you a reward for that. Yeshaya will be employed a month. You understand me? But when you add up all that 40 hours a week for the month, that's what, 4, 16? You give him all that. You understand me? He can do that. But we're not going to do that if we say, go there and teach us 6 hours. It's a duty to come to the school. We're not going to give you no high five up for you to do what you're supposed to do. When Yahushua come, he said what? He's going to give his servants reward. He will pay you. You understand me? Look Ben in the back there. Him from the 80s in the children. The 80s. You understand me? Ash, what? Either the 80s or the 70s? One of them. But they still here. Guess what? Before some of you. Right? Kant?
Khan.
And all the elders in also David work, right? We agree with that, right? Some of us might be in a little recession, pandemic now, but we do know all of them work, right, Labram? I forgot you up there in age too.
You know my name's Tommy.
Elder Judah, you've been around a while too, right? You're still working, right? You understand me? All of the elders in the school work. You understand me? But they're here before some of you younger men. How we work that out now? No, tell me how we're going to work that out. Because if mathathawa step on your toe, no, it's, oh, he's so rough. He's this, he's that. But how we work that out? You have elders what's here from the 80s, man. Early 90s. They're reaching here before some of you younger men. And you just think you're going to just walk in and nobody say nothing to you. What spirit's up on some of you? What spirit up on some of you? It's not going to work like that, brothers. Khan?
Khan.
Read, my brother.
And to the saints, and to them that fear thy name, small and great.
What?
Small and
So
great.
you can have young man, you can have great man. Young man in stature, great man in stature. The Most High going to give you a reward. Right? Read.
And shouldest destroy them, which destroy the earth.
So they said the Most High going to destroy them who destroy the earth. So the white man dig his own pit. He dig a hole that's easy, only one going to fall in. You understand me? And as Abraham normally quote, Romans 13:11, that knowing the time it is high time, brothers. Because what? Salvation is closer to you than you believe. Because you will be looking in the Bible and some of these prophecy, but it might pass you, man. You understand me? Because when I go back through Joel, the 3rd chapter, the Most High said, will you render me a recompense? What is recompense?
Amen.
And they're discussing now to give a reparation. Can?
Khan.
Are they not doing that?
Khan.
So they know, the Most High said, when you recompense me, what am I going to do? No, but all the Most I say was going to bring it back.
Put it on his own head.
How?
Swiftly.
What?
Swiftly.
Get it and read it, and they get it, Ishai. Gerald 3:2. Most I say I'm going to return it back swiftly and speedily. When I read that, I remember the Most I tell Esdras man, say, weigh the fire, man. Tell me how much the fire weighs. Okay, if the Most I coming at you swiftly, brother, you cannot, you think Usain Bolt was fast, right? But just imagine the Ancient of Days say, I'm coming back at you swiftly and speedily. Read on.
Joel chapter 3 and verse 4. Yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre, and Zidon, and all the coasts of Palestine? Will ye render me a recompense?
So the Most High asks the question, are you going to pay me back? They decide to give you $350,000. Huh? As I said, the $350,000 divided by 400 is $875 a month. A year. So they want to pay you $800 a year for 400 years that we're in America, man. So that's why Moses asks, will you pay me back? But although we said that money is small, right? There's no money is enough to pay us back for what our parents go through. Because even with this deal, they have to give up the entire earth and go back up into Petra and Basra. A lot of brothers get it confused. The white man never came out of the Caucasus mountain. He conquered it. When Job mentioned about it in the cliffs of the rock, that was in Petra, man. Because that was the same land Cain get to. Read it back in Genesis. He said Cain went where? East of Eden. Where's Basra? East of Zion. So the same land that Cain took, that was the same land Esau get. So even that will show you who the white man is. Sons of Satan. Right? Read on.
Will ye render me a recompense? And if ye recompense me swiftly and
What?
speedily, swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head.
So you see that? So the Most High said, whenever you decide to pay me back, it's going to happen swiftly and speedily. See that? The Most High never say, I'm going to take my time. He said it will happen swiftly. So just pray Trump do it before election November. By Christmas we might be out a year. That's when the Haitians start the revolution, right? Christmas Eve night, right? So by Christmas we just gave the white man a white Christmas. All those that could show they talk about it, right? They want a white Christmas. They want a Christmas with snow. But it might just be a Christmas with bloodshed, man. So just make it come quickly. I see this morning they said Trump stopped the homosexual from being tranny because he cut that whole thing because the free healthcare that Obama gave is where we working class people pay insurance for a tranny who can want to change their sex life. I'm wondering why Trump stopped it. I'm disappointed. Let the people and be at the gay they can be, man. Why you stop it? He's just showing like the white man have class now. But Trump have a dirty closet. He's a pedophile. Trump is a pedophile. So just live as much as a pedophile life you can live and just make the tranny them do what, make them be the best gay in America they can be. Because brother, when this thing speed up like that, judgment coming near. I want to see this kingdom before I go, brothers and sisters.
Come on.
I want to make it, and I want to be young too. Because, right, Judah? Now the scripture says we shall dance in the blood of what? Our enemies. You understand me? So I want to have the privilege to be able to do that. If I have to push my brother Judah in a wheelchair through the blood, I'll help him. You understand me? So I'm wondering what Trump doing. Make the people and be gay, man. Give them the free health care. Obama set it up nice for them. You understand me? But as we have to stand, we have to say, the Most High saying, I return this judgment swiftly and speedily. So with that, I say Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
You have something, Shaya? You're looking for scripture?
No. Confirm what I got.
Okay.
So, all right, brothers, any questions? Sisters, any questions?